All right, we're live here at the championship match of the 2015 Buffalo Wild Wings Open. Mitch Kost and Brian Knowles back again in the championship. This is the last 3 or 4 tournaments that those two have been the finalists. They've been dominating the North Dakota circuit this year. I think this is their 4th matchup of the season already. The coin flip is being carried out by referee Kurt Hewitt. Kurt Hewitt, the man, the myth, the legend. We are joined by Andrew Allen and Jason Johnston. Guys, thanks for joining us. What are your thoughts about this upcoming matchup?
I don't know about the ref. I'd be scared. Did you win? I did.
Any predictions? Any predictions on this upcoming match?
It's going to be a tight match.
All right, Brian Knowles looks like he won the coin flip. We're in the box. We're getting ready to kick off the championship. Z serve to the backhand. Mitch goes defense ceiling. That's a setup for Brian. Down the line, Mitch gets it. Wow, in a tough backhand reverse pinch to open up the match with a side out. Mitch Kost back in the box. Looks like he's going to go with the lob serve to the forehand side. A dive. That is a signature Brian Knowles dive. Is there anybody in the entire country who dives more than Brian Knowles?
Jason Minot used to when he was playing.
Another lob serve to the forehand. It's a setup off the back wall for Mitch Kost. Down the line kill. He goes up 2-0 here early. Back in the box with another lob serve. Knowles cuts it off. Z serve to the back of the court. Gets a re-kill to get back into the box at 0-2. You guys jump in with color whenever you want.
Is there any way we can plug in and play music during the timeouts?
Oh, yeah.
Just play some tunes during the timeout.
Brian Knowles getting on the board there with a kill in the front of the court. 1 serving 2. The crowd is beginning to gather here on court number 1 here at Choice Health and Fitness in Grand Forks, North Dakota. Drive serve again to the backhand side. Pops it up to the ceiling. Kost goes defense. Great cutoff. Plays it in the air. A fly kill in the front of the court by Brian Knowles. Tough shot. 2 serving 2. Back in the box with a drive serve. To the forehand side. Between the legs. Set up for Brian Knowles, and Mitch wasn't able to re-kill that one. Tough serve leads to a scoring opportunity. Up 3-2 early here in game number 1. Drive serve to the backhand side. Another diving save. Mitch had a kill opportunity there. Brian just keeping that rally alive, and a mistake there gives him a 4-2 lead back in the box.
Gonna put some tunes in during the timeout. Perfect.
All right. Take over.
Oh, I can't do this. I don't know what to say. Oh, you do it. This is interesting. I like listening to you do this.
I'm bringing out the tunes for you.
I got the tunes. I got some good tunes.
Deep in the court, Brian Knowles with a forehand pinch. That was a 38-foot kill.
At the shoulders.
Shoulder high pinch. Tough serve. Wow, tough serve and a tough return there. Wide angle pass, cross court pass by Mitch Kost back in the box at 2 serving 5 here early on. Short serve, second serve.
How do you edit these things?
Very, very carefully.
Very carefully.
Offensive opportunity. Brian saves it. Another offensive opportunity for Mitch Kost. Kost buries it into the corner. Gets a point on the board at 3 serving 5.
That's where Kost usually scores, is those pinch shots.
And mixing up his serves, he went with the drive serve there. Knowles goes defense. Good defensive shot. Forces Kost to go defense.
If I didn't know better, it looked like Knowles was trying to hit Kost on that one.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think that was intentional. Let's go with that. He's going to hear this later and be like, what the heck?
Another drive serve, mixed it up, back to the forehand side. Second serve for Kost. I believe it's 3 serving 5. Tough lob serve there.
Beautiful.
Pinned Brian Knowles in the back of the court, but he managed to have a great offensive return that just squeaked under the racket of Kost. Tough drive serve there. 6-4. Brian Knowles in the box. Good drive serve, just barely short. They always say if you're getting called short serves and it's really, really close, that means you're serving really, really well. Mixing it up there with the second serve. Z serve to the forehand side, catches Kost off balance and skips one into the front court. 7 serving 4. Knowles has the momentum here early on. Drive serve to the backhand side. Weak return by Kost, and Brian puts it away with a re-kill up front.
I think Brian Knowles is one of the happiest players I've ever seen on that court. The kid's always got a smile on his face, whether he's winning or losing.
And he'll be smiling right there as another skip ball gets him a 9-4 early lead here in game number 1.
He's got some spunk to him. Spunky attitude. I like it.
I think he drinks too much caffeine.
Well, as a Coke representative, I think that sounds about right. Coca-Cola, that is.
All right, we have a timeout called here early in game number 1. Nice.
This is awesome. It works.
Here, let me get a cord. I'll pipe it in.
Yeah, get a cord.
You can pipe it in and it actually...
I forgot everybody could hear that, so I started looking around. Everyone's looking this way. I'm like,
actually, that's not a bad idea. Get just a speaker and blast music during timeouts.
just get something to plug into it.
Justin, how much did this whole setup cost you?
I have no idea.
Cost them something new. They had to try something. Am I talking too loud? Like I can't hear these things off.
Actually, you just gotta
No, I don't want to say that in there.
Okay, play it now.
Good timeout music.
And we're back. Knowles back in the box serving. Drive serve to the backhand side. Kost. That squirted out from that front wall there perfectly with a down-the-line pass. Brett Burkholder, if we need another color guy, you can jump in there anytime. Mitch Kost back in the box at 4 serving 10. Drive serve to the backhand side, or forehand side. I just forgot Brian was a lefty. Forehand kill. Brian Knowles back in the box, 10 serving 4. Z serve to the backhand. Down the line pass. Brian saves it there off the back wall. Set up in the backcourt for Mitch. He just came up short, skipped that one in. 11 serving 4. Brian Knowles in the box again. Drive serving. Goes to the forehand. Behind the back to save it. Brian has to go defense. Mitch in the backcourt. Around the world ball. Brian cuts it off. Great cutoff. And I don't think Mitch was able to get that one in one bounce. Great cutoff by Brian Knowles in the front court to go up 12-4. He's got all the momentum right now. He's in control of the match at 12-4. Drive serving up in the box. To the backhand side, set up for Mitch.
Beautiful
Kost.
backhand return there. Beautiful.
If anybody can grind in and come back, it's Mitch Kost.
Absolutely. The king of comebacks right there.
Second serve at 4-12.
I was one of his victims.
You're always one of his victims.
Tough wallpaper ball there on a lob serve. Brian defensive, keeping the rally alive. Kost with an error there. Brian back in the box. Knowles back in the box at 12 serving 4. Z serve to the backhand of Kost. Goes defense. Brian setting up in the back of the court. Forehand pinch stays up. Set up for Mitch Kost. Saved by Brian. Kost with the setup again in the back of the court. Comes up short, just skips it in there. 13-4. Knowles back in the box, setting up for a drive serve. Keeps it alive. This will be a setup in the front of the court for Kost. And a nice cross-court pass there. 4-13.
You know, with neither of these guys, you can't really win a game by just pinching the ball, killing the ball, shooting the ball. You got to pass it with them. That's they both like the pass too, so it's kind of digging at each other.
Andrew Allen, the current North Dakota Open State champion. Andrew, what's going through a player's mind if you're down early here in a championship match? You know, he's facing a 9-point deficit. What is your thought process when you're down like this in the first point? What are you going through? What's going through your mind, and what are you trying to tell yourself to keep yourself going here?
You got to stay strong mentally. Not very easy to do, but just play it point by point. Hope for the best, find out what works, and keep drilling them.
Great diving get by Brian Knowles to keep the rally alive, and Mitch thunders a forehand cross-court pinch.
They always do that. I don't get it. They always bury him from there.
Tough drive serve. Brian keeps it alive. Backhand down the line. Mitch has now strung together a few points here to climb back into it. 7-13. Mitch Kost back in the box.
You remember this? Yep. You said it. I just want to see what it looks like on there.
Now, if you're Brian here, if you're Knowles here, at what point do you call a timeout? Mitch came back into the box at 13-4, and I think he's rattled off now 5 straight points. It's now 8-13. At what point do you start thinking timeout, Andrew?
It's a tough call. It's different for everybody. Sometimes you think you can just power through it, and other times you just can't do anything. Timeouts may or may not help.
Got to try that timeout to see if he can break that person's momentum that he's building. Get it back on your side.
That's I think that's what. Oh, there goes a timeout right there, called by Brian Knowles.
I think that's a good call. Knowles is going to gather himself here, and he's going to try to put together a run to close out game number 1 here. I think it's 13-8. Is that right, you guys?
Like Jason said, I think those timeouts are more to break that person's their momentum than anything else. You know. They're both very athletic. They're both, they can play long matches and do great. So I think it's more so just to break the momentum than to catch their breath.
All right, where's the music? Timeout music. Crank it up, baby.
Forgot about that.
Is this the Beastie Boys? All right, we're back after that first timeout. 13-8. Knowles is in the box. Drives Z to Mitch Kost backhand. Re-kill up front. Great point. Brian Knowles now 14, serving 8 or 9. I couldn't hear that. Another Z to the backhand. Kost goes defense. Knowles is setting up in the back of the court.
Buries it into that corner.
Big shot there by Kost to get back into the box to keep this game alive. 8 serving 14, Kost. Set up in the back of the court. Great get by Knowles. Another good get. Set up now for backhand by Knowles. Leaves it up. And Kost was able to hit that one down the line.
What a rally.
There's at least 3 diving gets there to keep that rally going by Knowles.
They're both great players, but with Kost comeback history, I wouldn't be surprised to see a comeback here and see this game turn around.
Drive serve. Tries to play it up front. Knowles just got that one a little bit too low, was a little aggressive there, going for that pinch. But at least he's being aggressive. Tough serve, set up now in the front court for Kost. Cracks out there on a reverse front wall, side wall pinch. Got a crack. 10-14, Kost in the box. Drive serve to Knowles' forehand.
What a shot.
That thing just got there, just barely got there. That's a huge shot for Knowles.
He was stepping the wrong way, but he made a pretty good recovery there. Timeout.
Is there an equipment? Is there a broken string, or is he calling timeout to... They're trapped. They're trapped in the court. They finally got the door open. I like that timeout by Brian Knowles.
He's using those effectively.
All right, we're back. Knowles is in the box serving at 14-10. Drive serve. Set up. Kost gets to it. I think Knowles wanted a short serve there on that serve.
It looked pretty short.
11-14.
Then again, remember I said I don't know about this ref up there.
We're going to edit that out so Kurt's feelings don't get hurt. Big shot there by Brian Knowles to get back in the box at 14, serving 11. I got to stand or else I'm going to start cramping again. Drive serve from Brian Knowles to the forehand of Kost. Comes squirting out there right against the wall, and Kost just missed it. Game one goes to Brian Knowles here. They're coming out of the court. If they can get that door to operate. All right, and that's the end of game number one. Brian Knowles goes up 1-0. You might have to take over the way if I have to leave.
I can't do this alone.
All right, we're getting ready to start game number two. The players are back in the court. Kost is taking some warm-up strokes. Brian Knowles is ready to go. Great start for Brian Knowles, up 1-0. 0-0, getting underway with game number two in the 2015 Buffalo Wild Wings Open Championship. Mitch Kost versus Brian Knowles. Drive serve, setup opportunity for Kost. Kost goes cross court. Knowles keeps the rally alive. Another setup in the back for Kost. Comes up short, skips it into the front right corner there. Good start for Knowles, getting back into the service box at 0-0 in game number two. Let's see if he can rattle off a few points and take control here. Drive serve, setup opportunity for Kost. Cracks it out, a cross-court pass there for Mitch Kost.
What's impressive is both these players can take these shots from so high up. Take them right at the shoulders and kill them every single time.
Oh, gotcha. Setup opportunity in the front for Kost. Beautiful cross-court pass there. I'm not sure.
Switch season when we get in here.
Gets on the board at 1-0. Z to the backhand of Knowles. That's a setup opportunity up front. Keeps it up high. Another setup for Knowles. Puts it away in the front left corner there to get back in the box at 0-1. Knowles sticking with the drive serve. Drove serve all first game. Sticking with it here. Second serve lob to the backhand of Kost. Cutting it off. Nice cut off there by Mitch Kost. Back in the box now at 1-0. Andrew, if you're Mitch Kost, any adjustments that you would make after watching game number one?
It's tough to say. It's hard to pick out any weaknesses from either of these guys. They're very well rounded in this game.
And back-to-back crack serves, that tends to help your confidence.
For one
How about back-to-back-to-back crack serves? Actually, that last serve I'm dubbing a squirt serve. We dubbed that yesterday with Zach and Elliot Cook. So 2 crack serves by Mitch Kost to go up 3-0, and then another serve squirts out from the back corner to go up 4-0. Another drive serve, kept alive there, set up for Knowles. Goes cross court, set up opportunity for Kost, and he puts it away with a pinch. And a little field goal kick there. Knowles not happy. 5-0, Kost in the box. Goes the other side there with his drive serve for the first time. Goes to Knowles' forehand. Caught him off guard a little bit.
Looks like a little frustration was starting to set in there on Knowles.
Wow, Kost serving really well. 7-0 in a blink here.
He's got him stepping the wrong way on every one of those serves, and half of them Brian can recover really well from. More than half.
Mixing up serves beautifully. Had 4 in a row there to start the game, getting up 4-0. Goes to Knowles' forehand twice, and then cracks a Z serve. Now he's going back to his backhand. Mixing up serves, huge right now for Mitch Kost.
And once the guy in the box gets on a roll, too, it's tough to be the guy in back. It is tough to come back from something like that.
In a blink, 10-0 here for Mitch Kost. Just put it on a serving clinic.
I like this. He's using every serve he's got.
And I don't know if he's
full arsenal.
I don't know if he's made a mistake in game number 2. He's up 11-0, and we're not even 5 minutes into this second game. There he goes, defense for the first time in game number 2. Forces Knowles back to the ceiling. Set up from the backcourt. Left up. And Knowles' re-kill was left up. Gives Kost another opportunity, and he's up 12-0 here in game number 2 at 5 minutes in. Drive serve to the forehand. Knowles has to go behind the back to get that one. Ooh. He gave up on the point. The ball just stayed up, and then he got to the front wall. Set up for Kost. And that hits Brian Knowles. Caught him off guard and hit him. If you're 12-0, Kost back in the box. Sticking with the drive serve. God, great serve to the backhand side again. He's really on point right now with his drive serve. 13-0. Another one to the backhand. That's a setup opportunity. And that's the first mistake I think we've seen from Mitch Kost in game number 2.
I really am not.
If you're Mitch Kost, what do you tell him? 13-0. I think he's found exactly what he wants to do. Between the legs, get to keep the rally alive. Kost goes defense. Knowles in the back of the court. Diving get. Kost puts it away. What a great rally from Mitch Kost and Brian Knowles right there.
It's just fun to watch these guys because Kost can stretch halfway across the court, and Knowles is just short and fast, and that evens out the game real well for the most part. But
neither one of them are afraid to leave their feet.
Absolutely.
13-0.
It's fun to watch these guys dive.
13-0. Mitch Kost back in the box, serving. Drive serve to the backhand. He had an opportunity there, just came up a little bit short. But that's his game, too. He's got great hands up front. He's always been able to hit things. That one would have come off the back wall for a setup for Mitch. Great diving get by Kost. And then Brian Knowles puts it away. Gets on the board here in game number 2. What's going through your head, Andrew, if you're Brian Knowles serving at 113 here in game 2 after controlling the first game?
Just play your point by point and keep racking them up at least. You know, try and serve. If not, you know you got that tiebreaker game to go into. Not that you want to fall back on that, but we got a timeout here. They still can't get out of the court.
I just have the 2 here. Slide over here.
So,
Do it. Slide it.
I'm thinking you're going to push me into the urinal, and I thought you were just tugging on my pocket. I pulled my wallet when I get home. Like, I didn't get home until like 2. I pulled my wallet and $6 was out with this. Yeah, you did. Jeez. Oops, I split this. I don't have this stuff.
What's that?
You got change? You open? Yeah, I still got that place. We're probably gonna live in there. Next couple of days. They take care of it. Still get it figured out. Like I said, they remodeled that.
What kind of music is this?
What kind of timeout music do we have here?
I figured we can't listen to Jay-Z anymore.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Andrew Allen's greatest hits. All right, we're at.
Yeah, right. I'd be playing country music, but that doesn't feel very appropriate for a racquetball tournament.
You guys know who called that timeout?
No clue.
There was a timeout there at 13-1, I believe. Brian Knowles is in the service box. We're less than 10 minutes in the game, too. 1 serving 13. Knowles is going to stick with a drive serve. Z to the backhand of Kost. Opportunity up front for Kost. Keeps the rally alive. Another.
Can you break it 20?
Kost was able to keep that rally alive a couple of times, and Knowles finally put one away there. He's on the board again at 2 serving 13. Another Z to the backhand. Kost cross-court pass kept alive by Knowles. Set-up opportunity on the backhand side. Comes up a little short on that pinch opportunity, pinch attempt. 3-13. Knowles back in the box. Drive serve. Second serve coming up. Z to the backhand again. That one squirted out funny. Kost kept it alive. Knowles had a great setup opportunity, and Kost just with a nasty little 3-wall pinch to keep that thing alive, and Knowles wasn't able to get there on a dive. Kost is back in the box at 13, serving 3.
It's a great dive, though. Great effort.
Setup opportunity.
It's just fun to watch both these guys because they get around the court so well, so fast.
14 serving 3 here. Kost will be at, this is a possible game point. Short serve. See if he sticks with that drive serve or goes with the lob here on his second serve. Lob to the backhand of Brian Knowles. Deep in the court, goes defense. Good ceiling ball. Forces Kost to the ceiling. This is a setup from the back. Good cross-court pass there by Knowles. Kost wasn't able to keep that one alive, and Knowles back in the box at 3 serving 14. Drive serve. Setup opportunity for Kost in the back. Has to go ceiling. Backhand setup for Knowles. Cross court. That stays up. And Brian's able to re-kill that. Kost got it in the back of the court, and Knowles was able to re-kill that in the front left corner. Kost coming up, hobbling just a little bit. I don't think it's a serious injury. I had a little hitch in his giddy up there. Knowles serving at 4-14. Set up. Great cross-court pass there by Brian Knowles.
Another thing I like about both these players is they keep fighting no matter what the score is.
Is there any part, as a player, Andrew, going through your head if you're down 4-14, is there any part of you that says, oh, let's just conserve energy and go to a tiebreaker? Is there any part of you that has that thought going through your head?
Absolutely, but I try my best not to think about it. I try and do what I can in the match. Finish it off right there instead of relying on a tiebreaker, because anything can happen in a tiebreaker.
Kost able to get back into the box there. 14-6 now. Kost back in the box. Setup opportunity.
Great
Kost
pass.
puts it away there. Game 2 now in the books. A great match going on here between Brian Knowles and Mitch Kost. They're at 1 game apiece. We're heading to a tiebreaker here in the 2015 Buffalo Wild Wings Open Championship match.
Really kind of fun.
And we're back here. Tiebreaker, baby, in the championship of the 2015 Buffalo Wild Wings Open. Mitch Kost, Brian Knowles. Mitch will be serving here in game number 3, the tiebreaker, as he controlled that second game 15-6. Andrew, your thoughts going into the tiebreaker?
It's anybody's game right here. They both showed that they can hit each other's weaknesses, and they can figure out spur of the moment what to be doing, what to change up.
And right off the bat there, Kost sticking with that drive serve, goes to the backhand, and Knowles wasn't able to get that one back to the front wall. 1-0. Another drive serve. Another drive serve there gives Mitch Kost another setup opportunity. 2-0. Sticking with that drive to the backhand side. Setup. Knowles keeps it alive. Another setup for Kost. Has to go ceiling there. Backhand from Brian Knowles. Kost able to keep it alive. Great pinch in the front right corner there by Brian Knowles to get into the box at 0-2.
These guys aren't scoring on down the line shots or anything. They're scoring on pinches and passes. That's been this entire game.
Setup opportunity for Kost. Has to go ceiling. Knowles in the back of the court. Takes a backhand. Leaves it up. Kost.
Little matrix like right there to avoid getting hit with the ball.
Great forehand kill by Brian Knowles. Gets on the board at 1-2 here in the tiebreaker. Great get by Kost to keep that alive. That was a heck of a good serve. Just keeping that alive, making that guy take one more shot there. Brian just comes up a little short on that forehand pinch. So important just to keep that rally alive. Just get to it, make that guy swing one more time. And another great serve by Kost to the backhand side. What's going through your mind as a receiver when a guy is that on point with his serve, Jason and Andrew? What's going through your mind as a receiver when a guy is just serving out of his mind?
Just hopefully that he gets off his hot streak a little bit to help you out. It's tough when somebody's serving that hot. All I can do is hope that they maybe take a notch off it or start missing those serves, leaving them up a little bit, give you a chance to return them a little better.
The difficult thing with Kost here is he's not hitting the same serves at all, so it's difficult to adjust to anything that he's doing. Once you get used to something, he changes it up.
Second serve here. Knowles going to stick with the drive. Probably a Z to the backhand. Kost has to go defense. Set up on the forehand for Knowles. Leaves it up. And Kost puts it away with the re-kill. Front wall, sidewall pinch right in the front right corner.
Man, Brian can dig those things deep off that back wall.
Drive serve, sticking to the drive to the backhand. Kost with the between the legs get. Keeps it alive. Knowles up front. Has to go defense. Oh, wow, and an off balance. Backpedaling forehand. Kill in the front court. That is not a textbook shot, but a very difficult shot to pull off. Kost at 4-1. Great answer by Knowles after a deflating shot from Kost. Knowles able to get him out of the box and get back in there at 1-4. Good get. Great get again by Kost, just reaching out and re-killing that one in the front court. Takes back control, serving at 4, serving 1. Drive serve to the forehand, caught him off guard there. Knowles was stepping to the right, caught him off guard with a nice ace serve to the forehand side. 5 serving 1. Knowles decides to take a timeout here, as perhaps those guys are not going to be able to get out of the court. And we'll be back after this brief commercial break, brought to you by our sponsor, Squarespace. Build a better website with squarespace.com.
There's gotta be a way where, like, mic 1 and mic 2, you could probably edit mic 1 out and only remove the sign right now.
I thought she was smart enough to not marry a guy like Justin, but apparently she had a lapse in judgment. Smarts and judgment is completely different.
After Justin's really good at pulling the ball over the eyes.
Probably
What a good
combination.
show.
All right, the players are back into the court here in the tiebreaker. Mitch Kost, I believe, is up 5, serving 1. Guys, any thoughts on what Knowles needs to do to claw back into this thing? And as I say that, just a great serve. Kost cracks one out on the backhand side to go up 6-1. Set up in the backcourt for Kost. Backhand down the line. Nice touch up front by Kost to go up 7, serving 1. And that's got to be deflating, Jason and Andrew, to call a timeout and now get back in the box, and that guy rattles off 2 quick points. Another setup, forehand for Kost. Just short. And if you're going to claw back into it, this is the place to start right now at 1-7. Knowles is in the box. Second serve on the way.
You're going to pair up.
Set up in the back. Knowles with the overhead kill. Being aggressive, trying to get back into this thing. Great shot. Great cross-court pass. Knowles in the service box. 2 serving 7. Seeing if he can string together a few points to get back into this thing. And if you're Brian Knowles right now, that is a good sign. That's what you want. That feels good. 3-7 now. Kost goes defense. Setup opportunity. Backhand side, Brian Knowles. Another setup. Great forehand pinch in the front left corner. Little fist pump there from Knowles. Getting some confidence back, getting some momentum back. What's going through his mind right now, guys?
He's in the zone. He is in the zone. He's got that look on his face.
Set up, backhand side. Leaves it up. Great get by Brian Knowles. Set up opportunity for Kost in the back. Leaves it up. Wow, great rally. Great rally. Both players had a ton of opportunities there.
I think that whole rally consists of pinches and passes. Pitches and passes.
Kost gets back in the box at 7-4. You got to think that's a big sigh of relief to be able to get that rally. I believe this is the second timeout now, the final timeout called by Brian Knowles. Maybe he's a little bit tired there. He's going to regroup here. I like that timeout. He's going to regroup, and he's going to make another run at it. He's clawed back into it here at 4-7. We'll be right back after this short commercial break. They're back in the court here. Mitch Kost serving.
He's curling right now, too.
7-4. Brian Knowles is out of timeouts. Kost sticking with the drive serve. Goes to the forehand with that drive serve. Setup opportunity for Kost now. Great diving get to keep the rally alive. Knowles with the setup. Gets it by him on the backhand side. Big rally there. Great rally. Knowles, that's exactly what he wants coming out of a timeout. Get back into that service box and see if he can string together a few points. Second serve on the way. We're about 48 minutes into this match here. On day number 3 of the tournament, how much is fatigue a factor here, guys?
Huge factor. They've got to be so tired. I was getting from him, too.
Kost gets back in the box at 7, serving 4. Pinned Brian there into the back of the court. Brian went for a shot that just stayed up, and Kost able to re-kill that. 8-4. Drive serve, very tough serve.
Ooh. A little over anxious there on that one.
He went for it. He went for it. Knowles back in the box at 4-8. Going to stick with that drive serve. Great serve. Setup opportunity. Leaves it up just a bit. And Kost had a chance there. Skipped it in. Going for a... Maybe he didn't skip it in. Yeah. Pretty sure that skipped in. I thought it skipped in right off the racket. Kurt Hewitt never misses a call. He's one of the premier refs in the game today. 5-8. Brian Knowles in the box. Drive serve to the backhand of Mitch Kost. Keeps it alive. Setup opportunity. Again left up. Re-kill opportunity. Wow, great get in the back of the court by Mitch Kost. And then another great shot in the front left corner. Brian Knowles controlling that rally. Clawing his way back into it here at 6-8. Drive serve by Knowles. Tough serve. Kost able to keep it alive. Both players having scoring opportunities there. Brian just a little off balance there on that backhand setup. Nope, Kost gets back into the box at 8-6. Sticking with the drive serve. Backhand setup.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm just sitting there.
Set up here in the front of the court. Misses that pinch. Defense pinning Brian's in the backcourt. Backhand setups off the back wall. Great pinch there by Mitch Kost. That's a big point at 9-6.
Brian's sporting the battle wounds on the hip there.
He's hit the deck quite a few times already today, diving for every ball that's within his reach.
all weekend.
You don't see. I don't know if there is a better retriever of the ball in the game as a North Dakota circuit today. Brian Knowles is as tough to play against as anybody around.
Fearless when it comes to diving.
Good serve there by Kost. Set up opportunity on the backhand set. Great cross court kill. Now we're 10 serving 4, 10 serving 6. Possible championship point here. Kost serving, drive serve, backhand side. Oh, and he wants that one back.
Brian sneaks it by him, and a nice pass there.
It's a chance here for Knowles. Back in the box, drive serve, Z to the backhand side. Missed that forehand opportunity. He's got to regroup, stick with it, see if he can get another side out to get back into the box here. Mitch Kost serving again. See if he'll.
You can see it in their faces. Pressure's on for both these guys. One to catch up and one to finish it.
Drive serve, backhand, tough serve, goes to the ceiling. This is a setup off the back wall. Great get, keeps the rally alive. Mitch on the fly kill in the front court to win the 2015 Buffalo Wild Wings Open Championship. Great match. Both players putting on a great show for a great crowd here in Grand Forks, North Dakota.
I think we need to thank Justin Johnson here for setting up this tournament when it first started. He got this thing off the ground and grew it to what it is today. And he did a great job of getting this tournament to be more and more recognized.
See if we can get either Mitch will give them an opportunity to catch their breath, and we'll see if we can get one of these guys in here to do a little Q&A following their championship match.